feet or feet med og feet or feet med og feet or feet med og feet or feet med. Alien monks hope you're doing well, thief. Feet in panties.
Hype train! Hi, hi. It's fucking Monday. Mondays suck.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Hey.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Yeah! Ah, peaches, 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 peaches. Ah, yeah. Yeah, guys, I've added a crap ton of new sound alerts if you want to harass me. Thank you for the 1,000. What was that? 1,000 bits or 1,000 points? What was that? I don't even know. I don't even know what I did. Anyway, thank you. Oh, it's 1,000 channel points. Wow. There goes another one. Oh man, you guys are gonna harass me today. Thank you, Giant Dad, for the Prime. Well then. Thank you for 500 bits. That's certainly how I feel. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Thank you, Trader. I also saw that you subbed for 17 months. Woo! Thank you. Sup Sonic, sup Jolly Jared, Saber, I see Jim Bob. Every time I die in a video game, it's true though. I actually made a ton of new improvements this week. You guys should be excited. I'm proud of myself. I think I improved the quality of my model a lot. My model should look a lot better. I fixed a few things. And, my...
Sin City was a meteor.
Yeah, see, I can move back and forth like this when I couldn't before. So I'm really happy about that. I did not make and rig this model, no, but, you have to calibrate it, and you have to set it up right, and there are some problems that I couldn't really fix, but there were just such simple issues, and I finally figured them out, so I'm really happy about that. And my,
Sin City was a meteor.
Oh, we got a panty reveal. Oh, shit. I am actually wearing maroon panties. I think they're called like cheekies. Yeah, cheeky panties. They're maroon and they have a lace at the top. What do you mean, oof? Cheekies are sexy. Got the booty chicks hanging out. Oh.
Sin City was a meteor.
Peaches, peaches,
Peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches. Oh, yeah. Peaches, 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 peaches. Oh man. Oh, somebody got in trouble just now. Shit. Come here, bad boy.
peaches, 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 peaches,
Peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches. Ow.
peaches, peaches.
Man, you guys just love me singing Peaches so much. Oh, you're redeemed a thighs only stream? Alright. I'm gonna stand on this table. There we go. That's as high as I can go, by the way. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There we go. There we go. I'm staying on my chair.
Peaches, peaches,
Peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches. Don't I just have the most lovely voice ever?
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
All right.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Sin City was a mavia.
All right, now I just need some Baja Blast thrown at me. Hold on, let me get that set up.
Feet breed.
Let me cook.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Oh.
There we go.
Music compilation.
Look at those juicy thighs. Pardon you, Saber Noctis. Oof. Bye. Thank you, Jolly Jared, for gifting a sub. Total of 113 gift subs. Damn. Yes, it's a Lego Yoda sound. I scared someone. Just. Yeah, Popsy Man! I scared the shit out of someone yesterday because I don't know why, but I was trying to do the Yoda voice, and at first I kind of had it, but then it started turning into Gollum, and apparently I do a pretty accurate Gollum voice. I did it so much I kind of hurt my vocal cords a little bit. But whatever, if I want to get to voice acting, then I better train my voice, I guess. Oof. How's my Toad voice? It's gone now. Thank you very much. My Toad voice is gone. Oh. Sorry, my brain is stupid. My Toad voice, like from Mario, not my terrible voice I had when I was sick. VA for pornos? Yeah, someone get me, like, hooked up with someone who can voice me in hentai. Oh, sign me right up. They're like, the pay's only $5. I don't care. Get me in there. But yeah, I was doing the Gollum voice, and one of my friends was just staring at me of like, I just freaked out. I just freaked them out so bad. Gollum. Yeah, apparently I'm able to do the Yoda voice, not Yoda voice, Yoda scream in real life. Not on command, but I have managed to do that exact scream before. Favorite Gollum line? Oh man, I don't really know any specific lines. I could just remember him just saying, "My precious." Dang it, I lost my Gollum voice, but I had it.
We must get the ring back, precious.
No, that's not it. No, I had it yesterday. What the hell happened? Come on. Anyway. I'm gonna try and stream more often. I can't make any promises. But I am streaming today. And you wanna know what I feel like doing today? I'm in the mood. Baggins! Shia! I think it's Shia Baggins! But, you know, whatever. I can't do that kind of Gollum voice. I can just do God. That was pretty bad, but I was able to do it pretty good yesterday. Otta by Gollum voice? Oh, can I do that? No, I can't. What the hell was that? How many degenerates are here? All of them.
Sin City was a mafia.
Sound like Courage Cowardly Dog? Well, thank you. That's not what I was going for. But something. I have some talent in me, deep in there somewhere. Peaches, peaches, peaches. Gollum singing peaches. That's not it, but.
Peaches, peaches, peaches,
Peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches. Bitches. Bitches. Bitches.
peaches, 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 peaches,
Bitches, 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 bitches.
Ow. That's gonna hurt my voice. Yeah.
Sin
Bitches. Bitches.
City was a mafia.
Why am I looking at thighs? It's because someone paid me for a thighs only stream. That's why. Well, they didn't pay me, but whatever. When would I pass up showing off my delicious thighs that I know you want to lick? I can see you. I know you want to lick them. So many sound alerts. They're all great. Well, on this Monday of clicked on the wrong thing. I'm such a professional. I'm so big. I'm so big. Hello. You guys want to know what I want to do today? On this Monday, May the 1st of the year 2023. I want to solve some mysteries. Mystery Monday. I'm in the mood for some mystery solving. We are going to do, I guess, kind of a reaction / analysis to this one channel I actually discovered, I guess, like, a couple months ago, a few weeks ago. The Mystery of Sonic's Death. I'm trying to set up like another session with other people to try and get that done, but it's really hard when everyone's so busy. But I will finish the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I will. I just have no idea when. It's just hard to like find time with everybody. And so today we're gonna be solving some BuzzFeed Unsolved. Arr! Let me cook. Ah! Thank you, that's yummy yum. Who bonked me? Bonk. I think you guys can keep my horny at least somewhat in control with all the bonks. Thank you, Havoc, for the prime. So, we're gonna react.
Sin City was a meteor.
We're gonna react to some BuzzFeed Unsolved Crime. This is actually an old channel, but I actually didn't know that they existed until recently. And I really like their videos because they're still funny. Like, even though that they're, you know, about murders and disappearances, they're still actually pretty funny. It's like the only buzzing thing I would ever watch is their unsolved crime videos. So, let's go ahead and turn this off. I picked out 2 videos that we're gonna watch. First one is gonna be the one on JonBenet Ramsey. I've actually seen a video on this way back, like 1 or 2 years ago, from a YouTube channel called Matt Orchard, and I thought it was like so weird. This mystery is like so, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know, like, the slightest inkling of what even happened. So, we're gonna try and solve it together. I mean, let me cook. Where'd my Streamlabs go? There we go. There we go. You go over there. Okay. Now we're on YouTube. Alright, we're gonna try and figure it out. What happened to JonBenet? I want to know your guys' opinions. I will stop and give my thoughts. And let's see if we can solve how she died. Let's go. Turn the volume down a little bit. This channel actually is pretty good.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we discussed the death of JonBenet Ramsey, a case that to this day still captivates the nation.
You missed you lot. Hope you were doing with some thief.
Oh, thank you, Saber Noctis, for the 100 bits.
Dumb ways to die.
No.
So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
That's so messed up. Bleed over this. Oh my gosh. No. Why is he so happy she died? Oh shit. Anyway, you all behave. Let's figure out a murder mystery.
It's not fun. No, it's not fun. A child died.
I'm not stoked here.
No, I'm not stoked, but everyone seems to want to hear about it, so here we go. On the morning of December 26, 1996, in Boulder, Colorado, Patsy Ramsey claimed to discover a ransom note for her 6-year-old daughter, JonBenét Ramsey, on the back staircase inside the house. This prompted Patsy Ramsey to call the police at 5:52 a.m. to report JonBenét as missing. The people inside the house at the time were John Ramsey, her father, Patsy Ramsey, her mother, and Burke Ramsey, her 9-year-old brother. Bizarrely, the body of JonBenét Ramsey was found less than 8 hours later, and even stranger, the body was found inside the Ramsey residence.
Can you guys hear the video okay? I'm never confident that my audio is good. Thank you.
The utility room in the basement. The body was found by JonBenét's father. She was found with duct tape over her mouth and a smooth cord around her neck. It is widely reported that the crime scene was heavily compromised by people arriving at the scene. The police later claimed that they had...
Also, another reason why I like this channel is that they don't really show any blood. If it's like blood, it's not real blood. So it's like good for Twitch.
had not searched the house after Patsy's call because
Thank you for the 5 months in your face.
there was no reason to believe from the ransom note that JonBenét was in the house. At the time of her death, JonBenét Ramsey was a well-decorated beauty pageant competitor, having won at least 5 high-profile competitions. Her death was ruled a homicide. Strange, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Killed
Yeah, so, oh, thank you for the prime, Faku. Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Dang. Faku gave 5 subs. Thank you. Hell yeah, Faku. Anyway, so she was like a 6-year-old kid who was a pageant winner. I've seen pictures of her, dude. She was so pretty. I can see why she was in pageants. I mean, the whole topic of pageants is like a whole other issue, but yeah, she was a but yeah, she was just a really pretty young girl, and she was found in the basement by her dad. So the police didn't think that she was in the house because they just couldn't find her. And then the police were called. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. Thank you. So the police were called, and they couldn't find her anywhere. And so they didn't think that she was even at the house because they thought like she was kidnapped. And then her father went out to the basement, and there she was.
earlier. I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, I've read a lot of these cases. I can't recall one case where the missing person was inside the house.
It's spooky.
It is spooky.
Have you checked the children?
The autopsy found that JonBenét was bludgeoned to death, while the county coroner ruled that JonBenét had died of asphyxiation caused by being strangled. A paintbrush from Patsy's hobby kit was used to tighten the rope that strangled JonBenét. There was DNA found on JonBenét's long johns and underwear, both belonging to a single unidentified man, who, when compared to the FBI's database of convicted violent offenders in 2004, was not found among 1.5 million samples.
When you say DNA,
Oh, it's not like that.
okay.
I don't, no, not like that.
I just,
Yeah.
I wanted to be,
Yeah.
how gross we were getting here.
There were 2 sets of unidentified footprints found at the scene. There was a rope found close by JonBenét's bedroom that did not belong to the Ramseys. However, as of 2006, the rope had never been tested. If somebody broke into the house, they did so cleanly, as there was no footsteps in the snow outside the house, as well as no sign of forced entry.
This is Colorado, right?
It's snowing. I mean, conceivably.
Yeah, so there's some signs of an intruder, because there's stuff in the house that doesn't belong to them, like the rope, but there's no footprints, except for like, I think like Matt Orchard said that there was like one set of footprints, but there's just like maybe some vague signs of an intruder, but they're very little. And if like somebody did break into the house, they knew what they were already doing. Like, they already knew the family or something.
Maybe the snow got covered up,
No.
but there's also
I know snow. You don't know
you-
snow
are
because
you-
you're a Southern California
Oh, you're gonna
Lily,
pull this
but
card now from your Chicago, from the Windy City, and I don't know anything about weather because
know
of
snow out
Californians
there.
have
We
it
know
so
snow.
nice.
It was
It's
Mr.
not that
White.
hard. It falls from the sky and it hits the ground.
There's some nuance to it. There's some intricacy, and if
Such as what?
oh, you don't even know.
Let's move on to the contents of the ransom note. The note requested $118,000 in exchange for JonBenet Ramsey.
Strange.
Why is that strange?
Weird number.
Oh, I guess it is very specific. Actually, we're going to touch on why that may be so specific.
This is my
later.
detective brain. This is what I'm telling you about.
Yeah,
I
very
think it is.
specifically,
Did that number stick out for you the first
$118,000.
It did, but I think you're tuning
Not
your
like $1
horn little
million.
bit too much.
Shame the brain.
The
118,000.
exchange to take place the next day between 8 and 10 a.m. The highly scrutinized note starts with, quote, Mr. Ramsey, listen carefully. We are a group of individuals that represent a small foreign faction. We respect your business, but not the country that it serves, end quote. A strange declaration that would ultimately lead nowhere.
If you're sending someone a ransom note, I would imagine you would want to put in as little detail as possible. I'm not going to say, Dear Mr. Ramsey, it's me, a tall fellow.
It almost seems
Mr. Ramsey from Hell's Kitchen?
cartoony.
No, it's
Almost
spelled
as if
differently.
It was fake.
It's S-A-Y, not S-E-Y.
Here's another excerpt. Quote, the two gentlemen watching over your daughter do not particularly like you, so I advise you not to provoke them. Speaking to anyone about your situation, such as police or FBI, will result in your daughter being beheaded.
Jesus Christ.
Goodness.
What?
That's such a weird ransom note,
You
right?
can try to deceive us, but be warned that we are familiar with law enforcement countermeasures and tactics. You stand a 99% chance of killing your daughter if you try to outsmart us. Follow our instructions, and you stand a 100% chance of getting her back.
Fucking mathematician over here.
I know, this guy is a smug piece
I've crunched the numbers.
I've run the permutations through my little computer, and all of them say, you're fucked.
Isn't that just like the weirdest ransom note you've ever seen? Like, I mean, they're gonna get into it, but it seems like very weird for just like some criminals to write like, "Hey, Mr. Ramsey, I have your daughter. We don't like her. We don't like you." Whoa! Thank you, Last Lasagna, for the 5 gifted subs. Maybe it's a red herring. I mean, we'll get to it, and we'll get to what my thoughts are.
Murder laptop.
The letter was signed SBTC, initials that still remain a mystery. One curious fact is that the sum of $118,000 was close to the amount that John Ramsey received for a bonus that year.
Sussy
When you asked the
baka.
question about the specificity of the number,
Yeah.
there it is.
I've connected the two dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
however, the most chilling fact about the ransom note was that it was determined that the note was written using pen and paper from inside the house. While this detail
Dun, dun,
is absolutely
dun.
horrifying, it also brought a lot of suspicion into the integrity of the note. This suggests that the killer somehow entered the house, wrote the note inside, and for some reason then killed JonBenet Ramsey after writing a ransom note. All of this occurring while the other 3 Ramsey family members were inside the house.
I feel like I've been in some big houses where you could be at one end, someone in the other end.
Yeah, so the ransom note was written inside the house using a note. I believe it was a notepad that was by like the door. I think somewhere downstairs they had like a notepad sitting out, and the perpetrators used that and wrote it inside the house. You'd think that they would bring one with them. I mean, you want to get in and out like as soon as possible. It just feels like really weird that they wouldn't be more prepared for a crime like this, you know? Like if they really wanted to ransom, if like say something goes wrong and you wanted like a ransom and like you had to get out of there super quickly, then I just don't see why you wouldn't already come with a note, and why you would, because like if something went wrong and you still wanted to leave a ransom note, you would have to stop and write on the paper that's downstairs.
It could be straight up murdering a human being and you wouldn't even know.
Would you take that kind of a risk as a killer to do all these weird little things inside the house?
Yeah. Somebody asked why use paper on the scene so it can't be traced back to you. I mean, if it's not, I mean, they were able to see that was inside the house, but like if you bring paper with you, then it's almost impossible, especially if you get rid of evidence. Like say you bring a piece of paper with you from a notepad that you own, you know, why wouldn't you like just throw away the notepad if you're really cautious? But like what they were saying, like why would you do all these like weird little things and like take that risk?
Yes.
Analysis of the notepad used suggested that a practice letter was written, and part of a practice note was found. There were spelling errors in the letter on words thought to be easy, like possession, yet some wonder how words such as attaché, with an accent on the E, were spelled correctly. Some believe
damn
this
French.
adds up to the letter being a hoax.
They're at it again.
And when combined with the lack of evidence of an intruder, this case becomes even more puzzling.
Maybe the practice letter was just sort of, you know, when you write like a banner and you write with a big marker and then
when you're
suddenly
making the big
you've got
blue-
like 3 letters to squeeze in at the end and it looks all shitty.
Are you under the impression he wrote this in bubbly letters?
No, I'm just saying maybe he was spacing it out.
It's a notepad. He doesn't need to
I
space
don't
it
know.
out.
Okay, then I don't understand the practice
No,
letter.
neither do I. That's the point.
Jesus, I don't understand the beheading. What is that all about?
With that, let's get into the suspects, starting with the Ramseys themselves. In the early goings of the case, the Ramsey family was under heavy scrutiny, given the suspicions of the ransom note's authenticity and the little evidence to suggest an intruder. The actual person responsible for the murder varies depending on who is theorizing. A recent television program claims that police theorized that Patsy accidentally killed John Bonet. That same program also posited that Burke Ramsey, John Bonet's 9-year-old little brother, accidentally killed John Bonet as well.
Yummy Baha.
For Patsy or
Yummy
Burke
Baha
to be the
blast, thank
culprit,
you.
not only would the note have to be staged,
Thank you,
but so
Waka,
would
for the sub.
strangulation. And that doesn't add up when you consider the evidence suggests that John Bonet was still alive as she was being strangled. Furthermore, handwriting analysis also ruled out John Ramsey and ruled Patsy Ramsey as inconclusive. Experts believe the signs are more consistent with child abduction and murder done by an intruder. Fascinatingly, in 2013,
So, I have actually looked at like some of the handwriting and some of the handwriting analysis. Mainly like the segment from Matt Orchard's video, he does like a little handwriting analysis, and he compared the handwriting on the note to the mom's, and they said here that it was inconclusive, so they can't say for sure if it was her or not. And I mean, I agree in a way of like, if it was her, I mean, it would be weird that she would misspell like some easy words, but that could have also been done on purpose. They said that they were a quote-unquote small foreign faction, so maybe it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that they would misspell some easy words. But the wording is just so weird. It's just to Mr. Ramsey, and then it's like small foreign faction. We want exactly this amount that the dad, Mr. Ramsey, got as a bonus, so it was written by someone who knew about the bonus and the amount. And I did like look over like Matt Orchard's handwriting analysis. I can't lie, it looks just like the mom's. Like some words they compared, dude, they're written like the exact same. And like the letter spacing is like done the exact same way too. I was just like, they don't go over it in this video because they're more of like a broad explanation. Rather than like a deep dive, take them, what do you call it, magnifying glass to everything, like Matt Orchard is, but I won't lie, I don't know why the mom would write the note, but it honestly, looking at the handwriting comparison, it looked to me almost identical to the mom's handwriting. What are these subtitles doing? Come on, work with me. Work.
It came to light that in 1999,
Why is it so
a grand
up?
jury had voted to indict JonBenét's parents
No!
on charges of
There we
child
go.
abuse resulting in death. However, the Boulder District Attorney at the time, Alex Hunter, did not sign the indictment, believing that there was not enough evidence to support the charges. Casting further doubt on this theory is the fact that the DNA evidence procured from the crime scene officially exonerated the entire Ramsey family. You could see why people would think it may be one of them in the family, though, because if it was indeed an accident, you would have to cover it up, you would have to write a note. Which brings us to our first non-Ramsey suspect, a local man named Bill McReynolds who had visited the Ramsey house 2 days before JonBené's murder. He sometimes dressed up as Santa Claus. His own daughter had been kidnapped 22 years before the JonBené murder. His wife had written a play about a child getting molested and then murdered in a basement. According to the Denver Post, this man felt close.
The throwaway note might be the brother trying to copy his mom's writing style. It's not impossible, but the brother was 9 years old, and like he was like one of the theories of like, oh, he accidentally killed his sister and the parents covered up for him. I don't think that's what happened. Just personally, I don't think the brother was responsible. Hey Valeria, how you doing? We're gonna solve a mystery today. Yeah, I mean, the kid's like 9 years old. I mean, and also like you just look at the facts. It just doesn't really add up to me. At first I was convinced that the brother was responsible. Hey, Sith.
Twix 42,069.
Thank you for the Twix and the 42069. Damn, Sith subscribed for 38 months. Woo! Damn. Yeah, let's hire Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo in the gang.
To JonBené. Here's a quote from him. Quote, "Her murder was harder on me than my operation. She made a profound change in me." End quote. McReynolds even brought a vial of glitter gifted to him by JonBené into heart surgery. The gift had been meaningful to him since no child had ever given him a gift while playing Santa. He even asked his wife to mix the glitter with his ashes if he were to die.
I don't like this man.
This also could be just the acts of a kind old man.
It is up until him wanting her glitter mixed with his ashes.
That is
Fair.
pretty weird.
I tell you what, did he murder her? Maybe not. Is the glitter with your ashes a weird thing to ask for?
It's the
Absolutely.
weirdest,
That's
yeah.
very weird. I don't like that at all.
No.
I wish I didn't know it, but now it's in my brain. And now it's in all your brains,
Now-
whoever's watching this.
Deal
Yes.
with it.
However, beyond these sensationalized details, which can also be interpreted as the acts of a friendly old man, there is nothing to suggest McReynolds as the murderer. The next suspect is Gary Oliva, a man who lived a few blocks away from the Ramsey home at the time of the murder. In 2016, Oliva was arrested on charges of child pornography. In December of 2000, Oliva was arrested on unrelated drug charges and was found to be carrying a photo of JonBené in his backpack. He explained why he had the photo to the Denver Post. Quote, "JonBené's murder touched me very deeply.
This man needs to
I
die.
felt she was an exceptional girl whose death was an exceptional loss. I felt the need to build a monument, a shrine, to remember this little girl."
Oh, I don't like it.
End quote.
I think you used to burn for the.
I know everybody wanted to hear
23
about
months,
this case,
damn.
but I don't want to anymore. I'm done.
Touching on the suspect, this guy's very suspicious.
Yeah, Ryan, he is.
And it's gonna get worse.
Why?
It's gonna get
A
worse.
high school friend of Oliva named Michael Vale revealed in an interview with In Touch magazine that Oliva called him a day after the murder occurred and said, quote, "I heard a little girl, I heard a little girl," end quote. According to Vale, Oliva also revealed the location of where he had hurt this girl, Boulder, Colorado. After which Oliva hung up the phone.
Oh, hey, you.
This is interesting if true,
Hi,
because
how
records
you
show that
doing?
no other girl other than JonBené was harmed in that area that night. Vale also revealed that the strangulation method used on JonBené was also allegedly used by Oliva when Oliva attempted to strangle his own mother with a telephone cord.
Why would someone make that up?
I don't know, you gotta imagine these.
That that dude's pretty messed up. If you were to ask my opinion, I'd say that dude is the most likely. Even though it's weird that there's no signs of an intruder, and I think the mom, like, more likely than not wrote the note. I do think that it's more probable. Hey, thank you for 22 months, Night Spark. Sick. Thank you. Mwah. I think that he's the most likely suspect. Yeah, even if he isn't, kill that guy. For real. In Minecraft.
People, since the story's so sensationalized, they would get paid to give an interview, right? An exclusive, because it is an exclusive with In Touch, which we all know is the major true crime publication of the United States.
Yeah.
Hold on, I did a fuck you walkie.
Nonetheless,
Hold on, my headphones stopped working. Let me cook. Alright, I'll be right back. I don't know what I did. Okay, I think I may have fixed it. There we go. Yeah, I can hear myself now. I thought I broke the first. Okay, yeah, I thought I broke them for a second. No, I don't know what I did, but it just like stopped working for a second. Even after I unplugged them and then plugged them back in, they still weren't working. And now all of a sudden they are. So I don't know what happened, but something happened. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Okay. Woo! Gotta quench my thirst. Oh, humanity. Ah! Ew. I'm never doing that again. Bruh. No me doing that sound. Dude, no. Ew. That felt so gross in my throat just now. So fucking hot in here, dude. I need a fan in here, dude. It's always so fucking hot in this room. Ugh! I'm sweating now. Great. get some AC. I did. I got so cold in here before I started streaming, and I can't run it while I'm streaming because it'll make noise. My shirt's coming off. I'm getting naked. Alright, I'm now naked. Okay, I'm just getting cooled down before I start again. Yu's already naked. Ooh, thank you, Silent Tone, for the sub. Both me and Yu are naked together. Hot. All right. Well, let's continue with our tinfoil hats on and solve this mystery.
Ari Oliva was also not a match to the DNA evidence. The final suspect is John Mark Carr.
Oh.
You don't even like his name? Do you not like him
No,
with the names?
I remember this fucking guy.
Okay. A divorced father and elementary school teacher, Carr did not become a suspect until nearly 10 years after the murder, when he confessed to the murder via email to a journalism professor
Oh, Silent One. Sorry, I read the T twice. Thank you, Silent One.
named Michael Tracy. Tracy had emailed back and forth with Carr for 4 years in order to gain his trust.
That's good journalism.
It's good journalism, but I mean, you gotta imagine it takes a toll on you emotionally.
Yeah, to have a weird pen pal like that.
A weird pen pal, yeah, that's a good way to say it.
I just don't know what you say to someone.
Oh,
for 4
shit.
years. I'll be
Hey,
like,
do
yeah,
you know anything
Orgama
about that
rating
kid
with
that got killed in
yeah, no one's,
Colorado?
23
no one's
people.
ever
What's
asked me if
up?
I murdered anyone.
Maybe they're not asking the right questions.
It's
Tracy
your
said
favorite
this of the
dumbass,
experience.
Fifi, and we're solving a mystery today. Woohoo!
Quote, "You are reading and hearing a truly dark side of the human psyche, and having to pretend it's okay that I wasn't going to sit in judgment, because otherwise the communication would have stopped. This is the worst experience of my life by far. It was horrible." End quote.
Was he also pretending to be a weirdo?
He had to have been, right?
Was he like, yeah, man, I'm a journalist, but I'm a sicko, trust me. Trust me, I'm a sicko.
That's all he said over and over again. That's
For
all.
4 years, trust me, I'm a sicko. Write me back.
Judging from the character of this guy that you'll learn later, John Mark Carr, I don't think it's going to take a lot to outfox him, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember this dum-dum.
In his emails, Carr used similar wording as the ransom note. At one point, he used Patsy's mother's nickname in an email, Nettie, and it was bizarre that he would even know that. Carr would eventually write that he was in love with JonBenet, and would later confess to hitting JonBenet in the head with a flashlight. Here's some of the email. Quote, "She of course was asleep from the time that I took her from her bed and took her into the basement."
What does he look like?
Her first reaction was,
He reminds me
"Where
of
am
somebody.
I?" And I
Can't
said,
put my finger
"You're
on
in your
it."
basement. She wasn't
I just
in that
wanna
little
punch him
room
so
to be
bad.
disgraced, and I would never disgrace her or dishonor her. She was there temporarily, and what really hurts me is that she stayed there, and that's where her father found her, and it's just a horrible thing." End quote.
Yeah, I'm just getting kind of bummed out and sad, but we'll keep going here.
On August 16th, 2008, with the help of British intelligence, the Royal Thai authorities, and the US Department of Homeland Security, they were able to track down Carr in Bangkok, Thailand, where he had traveled to from the US to escape child pornography charges in California. A few months after this confession, Boulder County District Attorney Mary Lacey issued a formal apology
Disgusting
to John
people
Ramsey
all
for
around.
the suspicion his family had lived with, and said that no one in the Ramsey family is considered a suspect. Carr's DNA did not match the DNA found on the scene, and he was not charged with the murder. However, the US Department of Homeland Security continued to investigate John Mark Carr. He had always maintained that he had not acted alone. If you'll recall, there were 2 sets of unidentified footprints found at the scene. It's worth mentioning that former Boulder Police Chief Mark Beckner, the lead investigator on the JonBenet Ramsey case for a time, said in a Reddit AMA in regards to John Mark Carr that, quote, "His confession, once they shared it with us, did not match the evidence at the scene. We knew in about 18 hours he was not the guy. We were able to confirm he was not even in Colorado at the time by just doing some routine checking and then obtained photos.
It was a
of
red
him in
herring all
Georgia at
along.
the time. End quote. I think in all these cases, you just want justice to be served so badly that you just kind of want to just plug in the holes.
On this one, though, I don't.
I'm confused.
want
So
to-
am I.
You know, if he's just lying, I don't want him to get what he wants.
Yeah, it's true. If you are the kind of person that wants to take credit
Like, I think that's all the suspects. Like, none of them make sense. None. This is like the one mystery. I'm like, I literally have zero idea.
for a child murder,
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to give him that satisfaction if you didn't do it.
No, you don't get prison, you weirdo.
Now that we've looked at the suspects, I'd like to point out that in a recent CBS program, DNA expert Dr. Henry Lee, best known from the O.J. Simpson case, studied the DNA from the JonBenet scene. Dr. Lee found that JonBenet's underwear may have held transfer DNA from the manufacture process, and proved this by testing an unopened bag of underwear, which also had foreign DNA on them. The CBS program concluded that the DNA from the crime scene was therefore fallacious, meaning that conceivably, any of the listed suspects could possibly be the killer.
Oh, shit.
So basically,
So yeah, the DNA doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. So it could literally be anybody.
it's just making the case even more open-ended than we already thought it was.
Yeah, because the DNA was ruling out.
They all did it.
Yeah, so it could conceivably be anyone.
Well, what the fuck are we doing here,
Well,
man?
that's why it's
This is
unsolved.
why?
There's a reason why it's unsolved. In the end, nobody truly knows what happened to JonBenet Ramsey. The odd details of the case will likely forever cloud the truth, and the case tragically remains unsolved.
Oh, thank you for the Baja Blast. So, I need your guys' opinions because I've never been able to figure out this mystery. Who do you guys think did it? Where are all the suspects? There. Who do you guys think did it? Sephiroth? So there's like a few details that like they don't go over in this video. And one of them was that I think that this family either went to a party or they had a Christmas party at their house, like the same night, and that they were supposed to leave for a trip. Yeah, time for a poll. Let's hear it. That they were also supposed to leave for a trip early the next morning, and the mom was supposed to stay up. And when the police talked to her the next morning, she was still wearing the same clothes and makeup the night before, at the party, so, as if she like never went to bed, or she just like collapsed in bed, and never did anything to her clothes, hair, nothing. She didn't look disheveled. It was like she had been up all night, but she was apparently upstairs preparing for the trip, and JonBenet somehow managed to leave her room, go downstairs, and then get killed in the basement. And then for some reason, somebody wrote a ransom note that doesn't make any sense at all, and then just leaves. In terms of like, I'm gonna go through each person. This guy, he had nothing to do with it. We know this. Him, I think that he was just an old man that said some weird stuff. I think if I remember, he had a daughter who died, and so maybe like he just was really quote unquote soft to JonBenet because, you know, his daughter died, and he just said like some weird old man stuff. I don't think he had anything to do with it. The dad, I mean, if you're gonna incriminate the dad, you have to incriminate the mom too. I do think that maybe, I don't know, man, because like, But Yu thinks that was an accidental death, and the family tried to cover it up out of panic. It's possible, but she did have blunt force trauma to the head. One theory is that the brother accidentally hit her too hard while they were playing, or he got mad at her, and the parents covered up for the brother. I don't think that's what happened, just based on, like... Where's my mouse? My mouse is gone. My mouse is dead. What else could go wrong this stream? My headphones break. My mouse breaks. Where's that charger? Ah! Oh, let me get my mouse charger. You guys discuss in the comments who you think it is. And comments. The chat. You guys talk in the chat who you think it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, so interesting theory. The daughter could have had an unknown illness at the time, and a bad bump or tumble could have made it worse, thus her death. It's not impossible, but let's think about like how she died, right? She was hit in the head. She was hit in the head with a flashlight that was found in the basement. And then she was strangled with a rope that also had a broken paintbrush that belonged to the mother that was broken.
Feet.
Oh, thank you for the 21 months, Lazzy. Woo, thank you. 2 years, yeah, not 24 months, 2 years. That was also in the rope to basically make the strangulation worse. And she was possibly... They said that she was still alive in this video, but I saw somewhere else that was debatable that she could have still been alive or not. And then, like, the ransom note, it feels like to me that it was either somebody in the family or somebody who was really close to the family, because they had to have known about the bonus that John Ramsey was going to get. I mean, there's like a whole YouTube video by Matt Orchard going over each theory if you guys really care. Why should you cover up an accident murder? Can't you just report it? I mean, if you murder somebody by accident, you'll still go to jail for manslaughter, which won't get you a lot of years in jail. I would say 6 to 10 years of jail, but some people still want to avoid that. And, I mean, if it was like a setup, then they did a pretty good job because the DNA doesn't mean anything. The footprints outside, I mean, they had a party the night before. It could have been anyone, really. It was his employer. I mean, what the hell's going on with my eyes? Oh my gosh, everything is going fucking wrong. Everything. All because I had to get up and find my stupid... Well... I'm perpetually gonna look at the side. There we go. Come on, you stupid eye tracker. Side eye. Side eye. What else can go wrong in this stream, you guys? What else can go wrong? Let me cook. I'm gonna have all the technical issues today. This is why Mondays suck.
You suck.
Thank you. I know I do. I don't wanna fucking show that. Ah!
Two months with one of my favorite VTuber and it's my birthday.
Ooh. Happy birthday and thank you for the 2
You could
months.
video as Zeus. Am a Zeus.
Bruh, I just got this new eye tracker. I said I was gonna improve the quality of my streams, and now it's look what happens. Hold on, I'm gonna put this up real quick. Okay, I fixed it. Gosh. I just turned it off. I will deal with it later. Well, anyway. Do we have a poll going? I missed the poll. What was the most popular answer? Oh, there we go. Fuck. I'm mini. I'm so tiny. I'm so tiny. Look how tiny I am. I'm so small. Small. Oh, the poll's still going. Like tiny little gremlin I am.
Peaches, 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 ah, ah, yeah. Peaches, 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 I love you. Oh.
Okay, well, if you guys want to know my answer, what my thoughts are. I'm not sure if mystery is your guys' thing, but I want to solve a mystery today, so fuck you if you don't. Sorry. I would say it was this guy. Yeah. If anybody, if I had to name a specific person, it would be him. Either that or despite all the weird like things that point to there not being an intruder, I think probably the most reasonable explanation is that there was an intruder and they just didn't really leave any evidence behind or not any evidence to really point to anybody, and they didn't mean to take John Bonet, but then it all went wrong, and then they wrote the ransom note afterward for some reason. I'm telling you guys, this is like the mystery that I want to share with you guys, because like, this is just a rabbit hole. Like, there's just no answer anywhere. Nothing really points to definitely the family or definitely not the family.
Most think it was either Patsy or Burke. I didn't have enough space to make a separate choice for all of them. Skill is on Twitch's part.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm like 55% sure that it was an intruder and like 45% sure it was the parents. But that's pretty much like 50-50. I'm still 50-50 on it. I really don't know. But yeah, this is a whole rabbit hole I just wanted to share with you guys. If you're into true crime, this is like the mystery of like, you could study it for hours and you'll still get like nowhere. I mean, I know I said like that they're okay, even me, like I continually doubt myself, because even though I said like it was probably an intruder, I still think that the note looks way too much like the mom's handwriting. And I really just don't know. Have you ever played the game True Crime Streets of LA? I have not. What's that one, like, murder mystery thing? Oh, it's like a subscription box or something? No, not LA Noire. It's like, yeah, Hunt a Killer. Thank you. I've always kind of wanted to try Hunt a Killer, but some of it could be long. Like, it'll take you like 6 hours. Thank you for the 100 bits. But yeah, I really have no idea. I want to know what your guys' thoughts on it were. Yeah, I've never heard of Streets of LA before. That sounds interesting. I did not kill her. It's bullshit. I did not. Oh, you're so funny.
Sin City was a media.
Kidnapping gone wrong? Yeah, I feel like that's probably the more likely scenario if we don't want to dive into no, this is all messed up. You. Hello? You had to. No, you didn't. Anyway. I mean, if you wanted to make it, like, simple, yeah, I would say just, like, kidnapping gone wrong. And somebody who has similar handwriting to the mom and knew about the dad's bonus that he was going to get. Because, like, you had to know about that to write that very specific amount on the ransom note. Anyway. I just want to share that with you guys. If you're into true crime, this will, like, just make your mind just go, yeah, like that. Anyway. There's another one. We have one more. We have time for one more. This was also another one that's like,
This week
what
on
the
BuzzFeed
fuck?
Unsolved, we discussed the bizarre collar bombing.
This is the collar bomb accident. Sounds like you don't think it was a mom, even though those particular points lead to her. Yeah, I mean, I won't lie, the handwriting looks so much like its mom. You see, I keep doubting myself, but also, like, there's like, there is like possibilities that it could have been an intruder, you know, because like, what if like they, you know, they had the party and somebody just never left, and that's why there's no evidence of someone breaking in. I mean, that's what I'd probably do if I was, you know, going to try to break into a house. If I was like, oh yeah, I know them, they have a party, well shoot, that'll get my foot in the door. Just pretend I'm gonna leave and then hide somewhere. Maybe somebody was hiding in the basement. John Bonet heard something and went down there. Who knows? Who knows, dude? How many of their friends do you think have handwriting similar to the mom's, though? I mean, maybe they knew what her handwriting looked like and maybe try to replicate it. I mean, I believe that over than, like, the son trying to replicate it. And it was inconclusive. Like, it's not perfect. Like, the handwriting analysis did not point to the mom. They just were like, could be, could not be. Replicating handwriting is very difficult, but, you know, there are some people that are good at it. Like, there are some people who actually are hired to commit forgery, to sign, like, to copy someone's signature. I don't know if did you guys know that some people are actually, like, professional forgists? I don't know what they're called. But some people actually, like, replicate signatures and forge signatures, like, professionally. Forgers. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm guessing that's the word. I mean, that's very uncommon. But if, like, they already knew the family, which we've already established that they had to have been to know about the bonus, it's maybe possible that either there was something lying around that had the mother's handwriting on it, and maybe that's why there was a practice note. Maybe they were trying to get the handwriting down. Like, maybe there's, like, a grocery list somewhere laying around with the mom's handwriting on it, and someone tried to copy it for some reason. To try and, like, make it, to try and conceal their own handwriting. You see, like, there's just so many possibilities. Also, they didn't mention this in the video once, but there is, one thing that does kind of point to an intruder. Maybe. You see, this is another maybe. There, in the basement, is actually a broken window. With a suitcase under it, as if someone used it as a stepping stool. However, the window had a spider web in it that some people say it would be very, 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 very difficult to not disturb that spider web if you're going through that window. Like, it's basically impossible to not disturb the spider web. Yeah, the cobweb. It was completely intact. So it's like, okay, why would there be a suitcase under the window if someone did not go through the window? And the dad saw it, but he didn't say anything to the police about it. He just didn't think it was important. Spiders can build webs hella quick. They did say that the spider web was old. Like, they actually looked at it, and there was an old web, cobweb or something. So they said that the dad broke the window several months before that because he was locked out of the house. And it was not the first time he had to do that. So the window is already broken. There's no glass anywhere. And the dad said that he broke the window and it was just never fixed. And it has a perfectly intact cobweb. But there's also a suitcase underneath it. And the dad said that he saw it and just didn't say anything. He didn't think it was important. But both him and the mom said that it was not supposed to be there. Like, it didn't belong there. Like, I'm not sure exactly if they mean, like, it wasn't supposed to be in the basement or it just wasn't supposed to be under the window. But they said, like, no, that suitcase was not supposed to be under the window like that. Like, it was out of place. So, is he what the? It's like, what the fuck? It's the biggest what the fuck mystery I've ever seen. So yeah, there's like points pointing to an intruder and pointing away from an intruder. It's like, I don't fucking know. Oh, what's up? Misaka. Woo. Love you. Mwah. What's up? Anyway, here's another like bizarre fucking thing. I don't even like remember anything about this case actually. I just remember thinking it was weird, but that's
Hey,
it. I don't remember.
I need to
anything.
head out, but I hope you have a great stream. And also, I'm still willing to do the tattoo for a follow on Twitter.
All right, laughing alone. Have a great night.
Though some of the culprits in this one have seemingly been identified, the details in this one remain murky.
We sort of toil in murk, don't we?
I would say so. But
Stupid
like I said,
captions,
we do
bro.
know some of the
What are
main
they
players. Or
doing?
at least we think we do. But then we don't. But then we do. I guess you have to stick around to find out.
Okay. I'm in.
On August 28th, 2003,
There we go.
a phone call is made during lunchtime rush to Mamma Mia's Pizza, located at 5154 Peach Street. Tony Ditmo, the owner of Mamma Mia's, takes an order for 2 large sausage and pepperoni pizzas. Tony cannot understand the customer telling him the address, so he hands the phone over to his employee, Brian Wells. Wells is about 5 feet 3 inches, age 46, and balding on top.
The Cecil Hotel has had so many things happen to it. They should just demolish the building at this point, honestly.
Wells takes down the address, 8631 Peach Street, and
Has
heads out
nothing to do with this
south
video,
on Peach
but some
Street
people
for
mentioned
what
it.
seems to be an ordinary delivery. And yet, roughly 2 hours later, Brian Wells is on live TV for robbing a bank. He is handcuffed and surrounded by state troopers in the parking lot of
Pizza
Eyeglass
delivery
World
man goes
with
to rob a
bomb
bank.
strapped to his neck. Wells tells the police that the bomb was fastened to him by a group of black men who ordered him to rob a bank. After about 30 minutes of gently trying to communicate his plight, Wells says to the police, quote, "Why is it nobody's trying to come get this thing off me? I don't have a lot of time. It's gonna go off. I'm not lying. Did you call my boss?" End quote. At about 3:18 p.m., the caller starts emitting a loud and rapid beeping noise, and then the bomb detonates, and Wells falls backwards, slowly
Whoopsie.
dying, while medics and police are baffled in the background. Wells dies on the pavement. 2 minutes later,
Wow, dude
the
had a
bomb
bomb
squad
and it went
finally
off,
arrives.
bro.
Yeah, this is why I take issue anytime anyone, some trivial thing goes wrong in their day and they say,
That's true.
FML, bro. Look what happened to this man in 2 hours.
Yeah. And
He
we're gonna-
woke up that day just going to sling some za. You know?
He
Yeah,
was a
why did they not
Zotslinger,
do anything?
And he got a little bit more than he thought he was.
I think
gonna
they
get
go
out of
into
it.
that
False
actually,
move.
maybe.
Suddenly, his life is in tatters. That's horrible. We take so much
Yeah,
for granted.
police
We do take so
baffled?
much for
Whoa,
granted.
who would
Let's
have thought?
appreciate each day. You never know when things are going to go south.
Like getting a bomb strapped to your neck.
Right?
Collar bombs have only been known to be used by Colombian drug lords in turf wars, making the use of one in Erie, Pennsylvania, especially strange. Even more odd, police found several pages of instructions telling Wells how to rob the bank and remove his explosive collar. The notes were addressed to the quote, bomb hostage, end quote. The instructions were handwritten with illustrations. It appeared that Wells was telling the truth. He was sent on a hunt, and his reward was his life. This case seemed pretty cut and dry, but as more details arose, it appeared that Wells may not have entirely been a victim. Like I said, things aren't exactly what they seem in this case. Obviously, this man appears to be a victim, but
Appearances can be deceiving.
profound stuff. All right, let's move on.
Attention,
elucidate
shit,
this
I have
possi-
something important to say. According to the laws of aviation, a bumblebee should not be able to flee. Its tiny little wings
Flee?
shouldn't be able to lift its fat little body off the ground.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you for the drop in knowledge too.
Ability further.
But yeah, it seems like the police just did not take the bomb seriously, so they're just like, oh shit, the bomb went off. Whoa. Holy shit. Yeah, Shadow does have bad English. He grew up in space, man. Give him a break.
Further, let's look into Wells. Wells's landlady and neighbor Linda Payne states that Wells was an ordinary Erie, Pennsylvania resident. Linda said, quote, he liked to help people. He used to get up, get his breakfast at McDonald's or somewhere, and a newspaper, come home and hang out until it was time to go to work. He was very shy. He took the hubcaps off of his car because they were too shiny. He was a perfect tenant, end quote. At the age of 46, Wells lived alone with 3 cats. He was a dedicated employee at Mamma Mia's Pizzeria.
Mamma
In the
Mia.
10 years of his employment there, he had only called in late for work once, due to the death of one of his cats. Admittedly,
Bro, he
none
was
of this
late.
seems to
He was late. He didn't call off for work. He was just late after his cat died. That is commitment right there.
scream high-profile bank thief. Let's jump into the timeline. The phone call to the pizzeria was made around 1:47 p.m. Wells agreed to take the delivery, even though it was the end of his shift. Wells would have arrived at 8631 Peach Street at about 2 p.m. During investigation, it was found that the delivery location was not a home, but a TV transmission tower site in a wooded area off of Peach Street. It was
Sussy.
only reachable by a dirt road.
Sussy
The
baka.
area was swept, and they found footprints that matched Wells' footwear and the tire tracks of his Geo Metro. The area offered no clues as to how he had been lured there or what exactly happened when he arrived. But one thing is clear. It's during this time that Wells was outfitted with the collar bomb, because 20 minutes later, at roughly 2
Oh, hey, what's up? I'm just chilling, trying to solve a mystery. Because Mondays suck.
guess across the chest, a shirt he was not wearing before, and a shirt
Guess.
that relatives say was not his.
Like the brand?
No, the word, it was written on the shirt, guess.
Oh, strange. My family, they don't know what shirts I have. I've got some I barely ever wear.
Yeah, that's true. I got shirts in there I haven't worn for years. Maybe we could do a little spring cleaning together.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
what
mean,
we
we
need to
live
do.
in
Well,
separate
we could, Yeah, we
locations.
could do it like concurrently though.
FaceTime.
Yeah, it's true. We could do that.
Yeah.
This weekend?
Sure. Fun little Saturday.
Wells was instructed to, quote, go to the bank quietly. Enter with the weapon you were given. Avoid panicking the tellers or customers. Use the weapon if anyone does not cooperate or attempts to leave the bank, end quote. John Seckel, a witness at the bank robbery, saw Wells walk into the bank with a shotgun disguised as a cane and what appeared to be a shoebox under his shirt. The bomb was already around Wells's neck at this point.
How do they expect this man not to scare anyone?
It was a cane. It looks
You
like a
ca-
cane.
I don't care how hard you try to disguise a shotgun as a cane.
He was kind of in an unwinnable situation because he
Right.
has this bomb.
Yeah.
And he has a shirt that has the word guess across it. So already he's drawing some weird looks. Wells gave a bank teller a white envelope and spoke in a low voice. Wells's note to the bank teller said, quote, gather employees with access codes to vault and work fast to fill bag with $250,000. You have only 15 minutes, end quote. He then lifted his shirt and showed the teller his bomb, which the note confirmed. At one point, the teller yelled, Audrey, the code for a robbery.
Audrey.
Hey, that's a pretty good code word.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Because also, you don't want the code word to spook everyone. So if you're sitting in a bank, waiting in line, and you see one of the tellers go, oh, Audrey? You go, oh, they're just, calling
I'm
for
pretty
Audrey.
sure that if I was
But if the banker goes, peacock's nest!
One teller whispered to a customer to
That's a pretty
leave,
decent
and a
code word, actually. Just yell somebody's name that doesn't work there. Someone gives you notes, like, Audrey? And turn around thinking you're gonna go get somebody. I would say pretty decent code word for a robbery. Even if you're working for a bank. Just be like, it's a robbery! Blah! If that ever happened to me, if I worked in a bank and there was an actual robbery taking place, I would just panic and be like, ah, it's a robber! Ah! And just screw up everything. Fifi Bank win. Well, I'm gonna probably need to, multiply my follower list by, 1 million for that to get going. Just get, 1 billion followers, I'll start the Fifi Bank. No, let's not do Fifi Coin, no. Ah. take your meme coin and get out of here. Although, doing some Bitcoin, some crypto would probably get me rich fast. Just be like, what's that one dude that made his own currency and just like took everyone's money? Be like that guy, that one YouTuber. So I took all my clothes off and I'm fucking hot again. How do I take off my skin? Just like peel myself like a banana so I don't have to feel pain. The pain of this heat. Don't ask. All right.
A group of people began to exit. The teller told Wells that there was no way to enter the vault at that time and was only able to hand over $8,702. Sekel said about Wells, quote, "We walked right past him. He didn't bat an eye," end quote. Sekel said that Wells didn't appear scared or cocky. He was actually calm. Wells left a sealed note for the police along with his driver's license with the teller as he was told to do. A woman with a cell phone called 911, and about 3 minutes later, Wells walked out of the bank sucking on a dum-dum he took from the bank counter.
Pretty fucking baller.
He's like, "Thank you for the money. I'll be on my way." Takes lollipop. Says, "Have a good day." Honestly, okay, you guys want to know what, like, my favorite type of character, like, for either, like, a villain or NPC, or honestly, any character? It's the ones that always have the lollipops. Like, what's that one dude from Persona 5? The one that sells you the fake guns? Iwata? I think? He always has, like, the lollipop. I always just loved that aesthetic. Like, just, like, some punk just having a lollipop. Like, anime that's trying to censor cigarettes, but only unironically. I want a toggle where I'm sucking on a lollipop now.
Took off in his car.
Who knows what state of mind he's in if he's like, oh, this is it.
I
Only
think-
got 8K.
Yeah, or Sanji from One Piece.
I think it's fair
Going
to
out
say
with a dum-dum in my gullet, baby.
I'm gonna imagine it would be pretty hard for me to remain calm during this situation.
I'd at least be sweating.
Yeah, but to be just cool as a cucumber,
It's pretty impressive.
impressive.
Ooh, a dick-shaped lollipop. Does that exist? I know there's, like, dick-shaped chocolates, but is there a dick-shaped lollipop? I need to know. There is. Take my money! I'm buying it right now.
Or suspicious is probably the better word. Police would later find pages of instructions in Wells's car. The first note read, quote, "Exit the bank with the money and go to the McDonald's restaurant. Get out of the car and go to the small sign reading drive-thru/open 24 hours in the flower bed. By the sign, there is a rock with a note taped to the bottom. It has your next instructions," end quote.
If you want someone to go to an inconspicuous location, don't go to a McDonald's flower bed.
That's true.
You loiter around a drive-thru, people start yelling at you.
Also, I
Not
mean,
that I've done that, but
Isn't the lollipop already kind of dick-shaped? What kind of dicks you looking at? What kind of dicks you looking at? Somebody asked me if I have a throne. I do have a throne. I need to update that. I never actually really got anything on my throne. I got a few cool things. Oh, what the hell is my throne? I need to, like... If someone wants to give me a lollipop dick, I'll love you forever.
it's also like very obvious to have a grown man rummaging through a flower
with
bed.
a giant collar,
giant collar.
digging through the flower bed at a
He
McDonald's.
was asking for witnesses. Then again, he's only incriminating himself.
Yeah, I guess.
At the McDonald's, Wells collected a 2-page note that directed him to go up Peach Street to a wooded area several miles away. Shortly after, Wells was stopped by state troopers and handcuffed while he told them about the bomb. The troopers left him sitting on the ground shouting for help. They called the bomb squad as soon as they visually confirmed the device around his neck, and the rest is history. The notes directing Wells said, quote, "This powerful booby-trapped bomb can be removed only by following our instructions. Act now, think later, or you will die," end quote. Wells was warned that he would be watched by sentries and that, quote, "If anyone follows or interferes, we may leave and allow timer to detonate or call cell phone detonator," end quote. If Wells did as he was instructed, which included driving around the city to gather passwords, clues, and keys that would disarm the bomb, Wells would end up with a combination to free himself from the bomb. However, it seemed based off of the instructions that Brian Wells never stood a chance. The plot assumed that he would be able to rob a bank of $250,000 and drive around in a Geo Metro with a collar bomb without interference from the police. So he was kind of doomed from the start here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like the deck is kind of stacked against him.
What I think they wanted to do was
Yeah, I
they
don't
wanted
think this
him
dude
to
was
go
ever
to the
gonna get
next
out
point,
alive.
make the handoff with the money,
Yeah.
continue the scavenger hunt, and then they get rid of a loose end because the bomb goes off.
What's wrong with these people?
They're criminals, man. Cops tried completing the hunt themselves.
Thank you, Jim Bob, for the link to the throne. I was trying to quickly look for a dick lollipop to put on there.
Hours after Wells had died, bouncing from clue to clue until eventually one of the clue locations came up empty. It seemed that whoever was executing this plan had called it off once the police
Hey, Neko, what's up?
interfered. One thing to note is that the instructions contained words like "we" and "us," making it appear that there were multiple conspirators. So now, let's get into the suspects. Any one of these suspects could be part of the gang that carried out this crime.
I see, yes.
So, one, maybe two, maybe more than that, may be
I'm
responsible.
good, Neko.
but I
I'm
will
looking
say
at
the end of
mysteries
this,
'cause
at least
Mondays
one of these
suck.
people was responsible.
Oh boy.
So, for once,
Put on
we
your
will have
tinfoil
some
hat. Let's
bit of closure.
solve some
Stick
mysteries.
around. You got it. Good hook.
The first suspect is William A. Rothstein. Rothstein was a 6'6" hoarder who only wore
6
dungarees
foot,
and chest
6 inches tall? Bruh.
pouches filled with pens and notebooks. He spoke multiple languages, was an engineer, and a high school shop or introductory mechanics teacher. Less than a month after the collar bomb incident, Rothstein called the police and told the dispatcher, quote, "At 8645 Peach Street in the garage, there is a frozen body. It's in the freezer."
Nani?
End quote. The address was Rothstein's home, and he claimed the body was there because he was storing it as a, quote, "favor for a friend," end quote.
Hey, bro, can you hide this body for me in this freezer? Yeah, there you go. Thanks, bro.
Big favor.
Big
That's
favor.
a big ask.
Yeah, I don't think I could call any of my friends and be like, "Hey, man."
Remember that time I helped you move that couch?
Yeah.
Thank you for the 2 months,
Gonna
Sam.
call-
Yo, 2 months, let's get it. Feet,
This is
feet, or
kind of
feet,
like
feet,
that.
or
Yeah,
feet,
let's
feet,
get it.
or-
The couch, it's a dead person.
Yeah.
The friend in question was a woman named Marjorie Deal Armstrong. The body was 45-year-old James Roden, who was killed by his then girlfriend Marjorie by shotgun blast while he was
Oh.
sleeping in her bedroom.
Well then.
This occurred on August 13th, about 6 weeks before Roden's body was reported. Rothstein had twice been engaged to Deal Armstrong, so given their history, he agreed to get rid of Marjorie's shotgun and store the body, but stated that he called the police once Marjorie suggested that Rothstein put the rest of Roden's body in an ice grinder.
Too much. Yep.
That was, she stepped over the line, man. Either way, I love that the
There you go. You guys can help me get a dick lollipop. Yeah, just gonna make a nice little slushy here. I mean, okay, I just gotta say, twice engaged? It takes a lot to break off an engagement the first time, for then you to get back together and get engaged again? And then break up again? That's quite something. I've never heard of anyone getting, getting engaged to the same person twice. I've never heard of that. So that's something. And then apparently they'll ask you to put a body in an ice grinder. There you go. Put a little snow cone stand. Come get your snow cones. No flavors, just mystery. No! No, what have I done?
This guy has this odd moral compass where it comes to like hiding the body's fine. The next step is chopping the body up. He can't do that.
I imagine her talking to him on the phone and just suggesting, like, while we're on the horn here, do you mind taking that body and putting it through the ice grinder? Then just a beat of silence, and he just kind of sighs.
And she knows she's gone too
She's
far.
like, oh shit.
Fuck, that was one.
Wow, what was I thinking?
Yeah, one too many.
jig is
Damn
up.
it, Marjorie. He was placed in custody hours later. He agreed to testify against Marjorie for immunity. He told the police that he had been feeling incredibly guilty and at one point was considering suicide. Police found a suicide note in a desk at his home. Interestingly, the note started with, quote, "This has nothing to do with the Wells case,"
Oh,
end quote,
right.
which truly is an odd thing to say, because from an
Glad
outside
that's settled.
perspective, it has no apparent relation. My friend went to New Orleans recently, and she was like, oh, I'd love to buy a house here.
Yeah.
And one of the signs said for sale, and under that sign was a big red sign that said, not haunted.
Oh, that house is, I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe that house is haunted.
That's as weird to me as saying, this has nothing to do with this case that has nothing to do with this. Don't look into it at all. The only link between Rothstein and Brian Wells seemed to be a coincidence. Rothstein's house was one of the only houses in the vicinity of Brian Wells' last pizza delivery in the woods. Rothstein's house was a mere 5-minute walk away. Additionally, the phone call that placed the order of
sussy
pizzas
baka.
was traced to a payphone on 8228 Peach Street at a Shell garage, only a half-mile away from Rothstein's home. Lorraine Blodgett, the manager of the convenience store at the Shell garage, stated Rothstein would often come in. Quote, he'd come in to buy newspapers and cookies. He'd sit outside in his car and have brunch, read the paper, end quote. Rothstein also used to make calls from the payphone. When you combine these circumstantial details with the fact that Rothstein brought up the Wells case unprovoked, it is undoubtedly suspicious and brings to the forefront Rothstein's
tired on
mechanical
Mondays.
prowess. Police searched his home and found power tools, welders, and, quote, piles of old machinery, end quote. One NPR article states that Rothstein, quote, had the mechanical know-how to build the ingenious bomb that killed Wells, end quote. The collar
you
was
know
made
that,
of,
though?
quote, a triple-banded metal collar with 4 keyholes and a 3-digit combination lock, and an iron box containing 2 6-inch pipe bombs loaded with double base smokeless powder. The hinge collar locked around Wells's neck like a giant handcuff, end quote. Investigators
Dang,
were able
bro.
to tell that the device had been made using professional tools. In 2007, a Pennsylvania grand jury agreed that Rothstein had dumped over 1,000 pounds of evidence at a local landfill. But
Thank you
even
for
if
the sub.
Rothstein did make the bomb, he didn't quite fit the profile of the mastermind of such a
How do you say this name? GNYCE1. Is there a way to say that? Or, like, am I just stupid? I mean, I don't know how to say names to begin with, but yeah. Yeah, this guy, I mean, he is a hoarder. I mean, I don't know.
cruel operation. And thus, we discuss Marjorie Deal Armstrong, our
Yeah, the
second
crazy bitch
suspect.
who wants
After Rothstein
human
tipped
flesh
off
snow
the police
cones.
to the murder of James Roden, police entered Marjorie's home, which was a mess of dog feces,
Ew.
clothes, and fast food cartons. The
All y'all
police had
gross.
to wear
What is
toxic
going on?
hazard suits.
I hate all
Ooh,
of
thank
this
you for
story,
the-
Ryan. The filth here is making my skin crawl.
Thank you for
This
the
is the
sub,
woman who had him
hybrid.
store a body for her murdered boyfriend.
Oh,
She
thank you
must
for the
look real
primes.
pretty.
Or devious.
I mean, why are you 2 times proposing to a woman whose house is full of dog shit?
Maybe she just had a hook on him, you know? You just can't let go.
Every time he'd go out for a walk and smell a little dog shit, he'd be like, Marjorie.
Marjorie. The aroma.
The aroma of Marjorie.
Marjorie already had a reputation in Erie and had killed before. She admitted to having shot her boyfriend Robert Thomas in 1984, but she was acquitted because she stated that she was a victim of domestic abuse.
Oh,
her
well,
first
that
husband hung
solves
himself,
everything.
and her second died after hitting his head at
Oh.
home on a coffee table.
Totally
I mean,
not
she's
suspicious.
obviously an evil person, but just to live a life that's so fraught with chaos, Sounds stressful.
But also, this person needs
You're
to be
saying I took
eradicated
a
from
cop
the rest
out?
of normal society.
Mammalian hybrid.
Yeah, for sure. We
There
should
you
put her
go.
over there.
Find a spot for her where she can no longer get married to people.
Yeah, because it's obviously a fatal thing. According to her former high school classmates, she was known for her intelligence, but over the years, it mingled with madness. She suffered from multiple mental
Thank you.
illnesses,
I'm proud of me
including
too.
bipolar
I
disorder,
can never read
paranoia,
names.
and narcissism. Her moods would swing, and she seemed unable to stop her rapid-fire speech. The local DA, Brad Falk, who had also attended school with Marjorie,
Brad Falk.
described Marjorie as, quote, one of those folks that thinks she's smarter and slicker and brighter than everybody else, and that at the end of the day,
Well, that's
she
what a
believes she'll
narcissist
win.
is.
Or she'll prevail on anything that she does. It's the way she's been for 40 years. End quote. She seemed
Sounds
like
like
the
she'd
type
be
that would
locked
make
up
a
and
bank
put
heist
away.
more complicated than it needed to be. And she also seemed to be the type that would need to brag about her genius plan. The FBI made a profile of the collar bomber based on behavioral analysis. The collar bomber was profiled as a hoarder, comfortable with shop machines and power tools. The collar bomber also had access to work with these tools alone and took pride in their creations with dual purposes: a collar and a bomb, and a cane and a shotgun. They had a violent past and a superiority complex.
It does
This
take a lot of
profile
skill
fit the
to rig
combination
a
of Rothstein
cane
and
into a
Diehl Armstrong.
shotgun.
She had a complex, a violent past, and he
That sounds
had
badass.
shop skills. Though we aren't done with Diehl Armstrong, I'll now introduce our third suspect, a man named Kenneth Barnes. A witness came forward
you
in
for the gift sub,
2005
Jim Bob.
that said Kenneth Barnes was involved. He was a former TV repairman turned crack dealer. Earlier in 2007, 27-year-old sex worker Jessica
How's it
Hoopsick
going, Jenna?
came forward saying she knew Brian Wells and had, quote, turned tricks, end quote, with him at the home of Kenneth Barnes. Hoopsick had left a message on Brian's answering machine.
I actually did miss this part. What happened? What the fuck just happened? There we go. Well, thankfully, I think I actually pressed I instead of J. And then it did that bullshit.
They had a violent past and a superiority complex.
Anyway,
No
let me
real
go back
analysis.
because I actually did miss that part.
The collar bomber was profiled as a hoarder, comfortable with shop machines and power tools. The collar bomber also had access to work with these tools alone
Check
and
my
took
throne
pride in their
suggestions, will do.
creations with dual purposes: a collar and a bomb, and a cane and a shotgun. They had a violent past and a superiority complex. This profile fit the combination of Rothstein and Diehl Armstrong.
I mean, if you're willing to put a body in the freezer for a woman, you're probably willing to make a conspiracy to rob a bank for a woman. I mean, that's I mean, once you already hide a body, I mean, you'll probably be able to do just like anything. Also, I went and checked throne suggestions. There were none. There was nothing that came up. Just FYI.
She had a complex, a violent past, and he had shop skills. Though we aren't done with Diehl Armstrong, I'll now introduce our third suspect, a man named Kenneth Barnes. A witness came forward in 2005 that said Kenneth Barnes was involved. He
Yeah, I don't know, King Klaus. It's not showing up for me.
was a former TV repairman turned crack dealer. Earlier in 2007, 27-year-old sex worker Jessica Hoopsick came forward saying she knew Brian Wells and had, quote, turned tricks, end quote, with him at the home of Kenneth Barnes.
Turned
Hoopsick
tricks?
had left a message on Brian's answering machine and was a link between Brian and Diehl Armstrong. It turned out that Kenneth E. Barnes, who would supply Hoopsick with drugs, used to go fishing with Marjorie Diehl Armstrong. Hence, connecting
Oh,
Barnes,
interesting,
Brian,
spicy.
and now Armstrong. So he knew these people.
What a town.
Barnes had spoken too freely about the collar bomb plan, and his brother-in-law turned him in while Barnes was already in jail for unrelated drug charges. Barnes and Diehl Armstrong had also been seen driving the wrong way on the highway near one of the locations of the search. Barnes said he would exchange information for a reduced sentence. Barnes also confirmed the FBI's belief that Diehl Armstrong was the mastermind. He stated that Diehl Armstrong needed the money because she wanted to pay Barnes to kill her father, who she believed was blowing through his fortune, which
Woman, you need to stop killing people, shooting people, telling people to hide a body for you and then hiring people to kill people for you. Woman, you need to just to stop.
Was money she expected to inherit. Barnes claimed that he was kept in the dark about most of the plan, but he had already corroborated with much of what the FBI had already heard. Other than Barnes, investigators had previously spent weeks with informants who said that Diehl Armstrong talked about plans of the bomb in intimate detail. A fellow inmate of Diehl Armstrong told authorities that Diehl Armstrong had admitted to killing her boyfriend James Roden because he was going to expose the bomb plot. The FBI met with Diehl Armstrong while she was serving time for the murder of James Roden. Diehl Armstrong promised to tell them everything if they would transfer her from Muncie State Penitentiary to Cambridge Springs, a minimum security prison closer to Erie. Diehl Armstrong insisted to the FBI that she had nothing to do with the collar bomb plot, but she did supply the kitchen timers used for the bomb and was within a mile of the bank robbery when it happened.
Okay,
she
so who'd
agreed
you
to
get them
drive
to?
around Erie with the agents and showed them where she had been that day, linking her to several locations of the crime. Marjorie also admitted to the FBI that on the day Brian died, she had gone to the Shell station with her Jeep and bought $10 of gas. Rothstein and Barnes were also with her. Rothstein had used the payphone before Wells died, implying that Rothstein made the phone call to the pizzeria. She then claimed she would provide no further information without immunity, but she had already given away too much information. The FBI informed Diehl Armstrong that they had enough information to indict her.
Frankly, this is stressful, Ryan.
It's very stressful. So she gave him all these details. I was like, I'm not going to tell you anymore unless I get immunity. And they're like, you've told us
everything,
enough to indict you, you know.
Yeah.
So
I gotta say, this woman must suck dick very good to get all these men to do all this shit for her. Dang, if I just sucked dick better, I would have my whole army. I suck too many dick. That's because I don't ask for anything. That's my problem. If I just ask for something in return for sucking dick, I got anything I want. Ah! This woman's smarter than me, I'll admit.
she effectively put herself behind bars.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. She claimed that Rothstein planned the whole thing, and more importantly, that Wells was in on the heist, which brings us to our fourth and final suspect, Brian Wells.
Now that is surprising. Why would this man be in on it himself?
We've come full circle.
What I'm about to break down may make you a little upset.
It's been a very upsetting day, Ryan.
Yes, it has been.
Let's hear more.
All right. When looking at the known details of the timeline, two things come off as suspicious on the part of Wells. First, that Wells's demeanor was so calm during the robbery. And second, that it seems there was no evidence to back up Wells's story that he was attacked by a group of black men who locked him in the collar at gunpoint. Wells's calm throughout the situation troubled the police, who were never quite able to rule him out as a conspirator in his own death. In 2007,
I mean, I guess that's a good point. You could just say that you were subjected to this unwillingly. And if you really were, like, that calm, like, people commented on how calm you were, then it's possible he was also in on it. Hold up, there's dick-shaped macaroni? This is the best day ever. Oh shit. Thank you for your gift sub, Silent One. Yeah, dick noodles. Haha. Oh, you guys have opened up my eyes. I'm gonna be eating dick tonight. Ooh. Learn about dick-shaped food. Yes, you guys have opened up my eyes. I only thought that there was, like, dick-shaped gummies and chocolates. No, there's dick-shaped everything. Oh, spicy.
Attorney Mary Beth Buchanan.
But yeah, I mean, I guess back to this story. Yeah, we're here to solve a mystery. This has turned into some more than I bargained for. Hell yeah, I just want to, like, solve some mysteries, and you guys just, like, elevated my day, giving me all the dick I could ever need. Oh, hells yeah. Dude, What if, like, I do cock rakings while eating cock macaroni? Dick Fest, monthly Dick Fest.
Stated that she believes Wells was in on the plot along with Rothstein, Barnes, and Diehl Armstrong, who was the mastermind. The DA also believes that Diehl Armstrong and Barnes had planned on taking the money from Brian as soon as he had robbed the bank, but fled when they saw the cops.
Yeah,
and
Monday
left
sucks
Brian
someone that
for
sucks
dead.
some dick.
Because Wells allegedly never had a chance in his doomed scavenger hunt, DA Buchanan believes that Brian was part of the operation and given a collar bomb for an alibi. The caller would also ensure that Brian would stick to the plan, hand over the money, and if things went downhill, quote, he would not survive to be a witness against the other conspirators, end quote. Kenneth Barnes also claimed that Wells had been talking about the robbery about a month before it happened. According to the FBI affidavit,
Don't mind
another
me
witness
just
had
simping.
corroborated this.
Okay,
In July
you go on
2007,
simping. Thank you
DA
for 100
Buchanan
bits.
announced the investigation was over, stating that Diehl Armstrong and Barnes were charged with carrying out the crime. The indictment also stated that Rothstein and Wells were conspirators. Based on information gathered over 4 years of over 8,000 interviews, Wells was charged with being in on the scheme from the beginning. Kenneth Barnes claims Wells was
Wait.
willing to help with the promise of money because
My man was dead. How do you charge someone after they're dead?
he was in an expensive relationship with sex worker Jessica Hoopsick. According to the indictment completed in 2007, Wells thought the bomb was fake, and so he agreed to wear it. He was told it was meant to fool the cops. If he was caught, he could blame the threatening instructions.
Charged him
Barnes
in
claims
hell.
Wells only realized when he delivered the pizzas to the TV transmission tower that the bomb was real, and he was locked into the device at gunpoint when he tried to run away.
Why didn't he just assume it was fake still?
He was thinking probably of some cartoonish looking bomb. He gets there, it's professionally made. And he realizes, holy shit, this actually may be a real bomb. Maybe he even said something like, hey, that bomb looks pretty real, guys. And they all kind of didn't laugh when he started chuckling. He's like, uh-oh.
I guess you get what you pay for. If you're hanging out with people who all agree that maybe it's a good idea for you to wear a fake bomb and rob a bank, you can't be outraged when they put a real one on you.
District Attorney Buchanan said that over time, Wells had changed from a co-conspirator to an unwilling participant. Wells was double-crossed. To make things more confusing, a week later, the FBI concluded that the whole plot was a hoax. They believed that the bomb would have gone off if anyone had tried to remove it, and Wells would have died no matter what. Jim Fisher, a retired FBI agent, believes that Wells's death was part of the plan. Quote, it was a first-degree murder. This was an intentional premeditated homicide. Moreover, it was extremely cruel in the way the
He thought
crime
he was gangster
executed.
until he found out the
End
bomb
quote.
was real.
Despite the debate, Wells's family
Pretty good.
firmly believes that he was a victim. As Buchanan completed her statement of the investigation, one of Wells's sisters continuously yelled, liar. The official aftermath unfolded as follows. In February 2011, Marjorie Diehl
Thank you,
Armstrong
Just
was
Jules,
sentenced
for
to
the
life in
sub.
prison plus 30 years for her role in the heist. Diehl Armstrong claimed on her first day on the stand that she never knew Brian Wells and had never heard of him until he was on the news. Diehl Armstrong claimed that she is not the killer and that they are still out there.
Okay, even if she's not the killer, just judging by her previous actions, she's too dangerous for society. She needs to go away. She will rule the world eventually with all her cocksucking. Now it's my turn.
Diehl Armstrong died on April 4th, 2017 of natural causes in a Texas prison. Kenneth Barnes was sentenced in 2008 for, quote, conspiracy to commit armed bank robbery, using and carrying a firearm during a crime of violence, end quote. Barnes's 45-year sentence was reduced to 20 because he cooperated with authorities and
No one should have
admitted
that much
involvement.
cocksucking power.
He's expected to be released in
See,
2027.
Seiko, if there's
William
anyone that should have
Rothstein
that
died
power,
of
it should be
terminal cancer in
me.
the summer of 2004 before facing any charges. For what it's
Oh,
worth,
well.
retired FBI agent and criminal justice professor
did.
Jim Fisher believes that Rothstein was the true mastermind. Quote, the son of a
probably.
bitch ended up winning. He died with all of the secrets. He died taking all the answers with him. He gets the last laugh in that sense. He escaped punishment. He escaped detection, end quote. And finally, Brian Wells, whose supposed involvement is what classifies this case as a cold case for many. Despite the official conclusion that Wells had been a part of the plan, many point out evidence against this idea, such as the fact that he let people at the bank leave during the robbery, and the note he left with the teller easily led the police to him. But some prosecutors say that was intentional. Wells's family and friends say he was, quote, 100% innocent, end quote, and there was no way he could have been involved. Others say Wells started out as a willing participant, but was double-crossed and became a victim. It appears clear that Diehl Armstrong, Rothstein, and Barnes were all involved to some extent, but whether or not Brian Wells' involvement goes beyond simply delivering a pizza at the wrong time remains murky. Although the official ruling is that Wells was in fact a participant in at least the heist, there are many who still classify his role in this heist as unsolved.
Yes. This music making this shit sound like some magical mystery of dick sucking. For real though. Alright, let's get a poll going. Do you guys think Brian Wells was involved or not? I'm curious. It's actually kind of hard to say. Because on one hand, you got this guy. He's quiet and he keeps to himself. He's got some cats. Goes to his pizza delivery job every day for 30 years. And all of a sudden, he wants to be part of this plot to rob a bank using a quote-unquote fake collar bomb. But then also, that could be the reason why he did it, why he would be involved. It's because he's been a pizza delivery guy for 30 years and is tired of it all. I mean, it's possible. Interesting theory, Night Spark. It's just weird to me that, like, he was wearing different clothes. Yeah, it's poll time. Was he innocent? Was he in on it? Or was he double-crossed? If my opinion... my opinion is that he probably was innocent. I just don't see a possibility that this dude who's got cats would suddenly be involved with all these crazy crackheads. Like, you got a guy who's 6'6", is a hoarder, and is apparently a genius at making bombs. He made a shotgun cane.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Ah, yeah. Peaches, 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 peaches.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say that, like, the Diehl Armstrong chick, I think she probably... I mean, I don't know how she convinced what superpowers that she's got to convince all these dudes to do all this crazy shit for her. Let me move this over here. And move this over here. Do this. Oh, but now we're good to go. It would be pretty funny. Well, okay, the hilarious irony to this is that people were thinking that maybe he was in on it and he thought he was wearing a fake bomb, when the police thought he was wearing a fake bomb too, and that's why they never did anything to disarm it. So it's kind of funny to think about that if he was in on it and he was he did think he was wearing a fake bomb. Well, he convinced the police it was a fake bomb somehow, because they never did anything, and his head exploded like fireworks. Yeah, and he motherfucker walks out with a dum-dum in his mouth. That's just kind of a badass way to leave a robbery, I'd say. Like, thank you. Thank you for the dum-dum, I'll be on my way.
With those gummies now, if someone tells you to suck a bag of dicks, just pull out the bag and say, "Thanks, I was getting hungry."
Yes. Let's do it.
Best music compilation.
Grilled Pop-Tarts. Hells yeah. I just put them in the toaster. What do you mean grilled Pop-Tarts? Do they have chicken flavored Pop-Tarts? You just get grilled chicken Pop-Tarts. Yeah, you can cook Pop-Tarts. You just put them in the toaster. You get them all warm. Warm it up.
Dumb ways to die.
Now this is a dumb way to die.
Dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die.
Some 6'6" tall man
Dumb ways to die.
puts a makeshift bomb around your neck, makes you carry a cane, makeshift it into a shotgun, and to just rob a bank. And then you're like, guys, I'm not kidding. This is a bomb. Beep 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 beep. That's a dumb way to die. Pull us in. He's guilty. Survey says guilty. Oh, that's interesting. So you guys really think he was in on it? I mean, if I was just like a old man and all I had was my cats and my pizza delivery job, and somehow through my connection to these people, they're like, hey, you want to pretend like you get kidnapped and rob a bank and you get some cash so you can retire on the beach with a margarita in your hand? And he's like, you know what, hells yeah. The shotgun was probably the murder weapon of Marge. Ooh. Thank you for the
Fifi fed pat.
Thank you for the pats. Thank you for the 3 months. Easy. Easy. Fuck, I don't know. I can never say names.
Sin City was a savior.
I mean, if they try to get $250,000, let's see, how many people were involved? Rothstein, Neil Armstrong, Kenneth Barnes, and possibly the Brian Wells guy. I'm not sure if there's anybody else. So what's 250,000? Say they're gonna split it evenly by 4 people. That's $62,000. That's a lot of money. Maybe not enough to retire, but you buy yourself like a nice car, or maybe down payment on a new house, something like that. It'll get you somewhere. But the bank was smart to be like, hey, no, this is designed to not be accessible. I think that's why, like, a lot of people don't really rob banks anymore. Oh yeah, you're right, it would be worth a lot more than in 2003. Yeah, so, 2003 wasn't that long ago. But then again, we've had a lot of inflation lately, so let's just say it's now worth like $80,000. That's quite a bit of money. I mean, I wouldn't really take a chance, like, having like handcuffs around my neck, or just a big handcuff with a supposed bomb around my neck. Nah. Can we have the honor of seeing your feet, please? I'm thinking you meant honor. But if you go to my Fansly, you can go ahead and see my feet. I mean, there's a ton of content on there. You get like my sexy cosplays, you get my boobas, and you get my feets. Only for like $6.90 a month. And there's already a ton of content on there. Even if you just do it like once, you still get a crap ton of stuff. I mean, I'm trying to get into cosplays. It's kind of hard to do. It's sometimes like the cosplays don't work out either. Like they just don't fit or they just look terrible. But I'm thinking maybe I'm trying to maybe do like a monthly sexy cosplay thing. I can't promise anything right now, but I'm trying to like make my Fansly more appealing. And it's already gotten like the IRL content, I think did help a lot making it appealing. Yeah, good cosplays are over $100. And like and some cosplays are hard to be sexy in. But I do have like some cosplays that I bought that I haven't tried on yet. They're still like in the shrink wrap. But yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm working on a million different things at once, so I can't promise that it will become a consistent thing anytime soon. But that's just an idea I had for the future. Thrift stores for cosplays? Nah, not my thrift stores. I've been to the thrift stores in my area. I've never seen a single cosplay. All I see is baggy jeans and grandma 80s blouses. That's all I ever see at my thrift stores. I want to go to your thrift store. There is, I guess, like a somewhat nicer thrift store in my area. They're more expensive, but they do sell really cute stuff. Like, I mean, they sell stuff from like Vans and other like higher tier brands, I guess, not just like someone's junk. They actually like do like a process, like they have to approve your clothes before they actually buy it from you. So they don't just take anything. They're not really even really like a thrift store because it's not really made to like be cheap, because like their stuff, I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's easily like half the price, if not like a quarter of the price of all their stuff. Oh, I forgot, I am doing something on Fansly on Friday, since we're talking about Fansly content. You guys look forward to on Friday when I'm going to be installing my eye tracker again, but you'll be able to see it on screen. I'm gonna try to not look. I'm going to watch some smexy, spicy stuff, and I'm gonna try to not look at. It's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna try and try, no quotes. I'm gonna try, quote unquote, to not be horny and to not look. And I will have an eye tracker enabled that you guys will be able to see. So look forward to that. I'm not sure exactly what time on Friday. Probably be late afternoon, or same time as this stream right here. I don't know yet. But anyway, I did a try not to be horny challenge a while back. And I think that having an eye tracker enabled would spice it up. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, well, that's pretty much all I had for today. I hope you guys liked those mysteries. I'm not sure if this would be a regular thing or not, but... Let me stretch. I'm gonna find somebody for you guys to raid. Yeah. There we go. Alright, well, I'm not sure if I will do a stream Wednesday, probably not. But at the very least, I will try a do not be horny challenge on Friday with eye tracker enabled. You can see that on my Fansly. And a bunch of other content on Fansly too. Go ahead and just go to Fansly/Fifi. I don't even know my own fucking URL. Anyway. You guys have a great night. You guys are gonna go to Philian. I already enabled the raid, so you guys have a great night. Take care. Mwah.